So for this next assignment that I'm calling a funky coil bowl, we're going to manipulate coils in a unique way, and we're going to use the styrofoam bowl I've provided you as our mold, which will help create the overall shape of the bowl and support the coils. You're going to need some plastic wrap or saran wrap or cling wrap, as it's called, to make sure your coils don't stick to the styrofoam bowl. So the plastic wrap will act as a barrier. Mine's a little dirty because I've touched it too much, but that's okay. Try to lay it flat over the opening of the bowl and then press your hand down into the bowl so that the plastic wrap is kind of lining the interior and also kind of taking on the shape of the bowl. You'll want to tape it down with some tape, scotch tape, masking tape, whatever works, whatever sticks, because that cling wrap is a little slippery and might slide around and move around, which could be annoying later. So try to secure the cling wrap in place, okay? It'd be nice if the cling wrap didn't provide wrinkles. Try to avoid wrinkles if you can help it, but that might be unavoidable. And you'll understand why later that plastic wrap wrinkles could be a bit of a nuisance, but maybe not. Now, if you don't have cling wrap, plastic wrap, saran wrap, whatever you want to call it, if you don't have that available at your house, you can use the bag I provided you that your clay comes in, or you can use a vegetable produce bag from the supermarket. That works too. Also, please note you've been upgraded to a fancier ceramic sponge in your kit too. Now, I'm going to build the base of my bowl using a spiral, a single spiral, but it's taking up, quite a bit of space. It's making up like half of my palm. But that's going to act as the very, very bottom of our bowl. You don't have to go with the spiral per se. I recommend it though. It's a good starting point to begin your bowl. And then I've taken the liberty of pre-making mini spirals that are going to move around the larger spiral. So this is all designed to be the first layer of my bowl. We're going to work in layers. Okay, so now we're dealing with the bottom layer or the base layer, if you want to call it that. And right now I'm just kind of planning things out. I'm in the early planning stages. I'm just moving things around and making sure everything fits. And remember, the plastic wrap is there to make sure my spirals don't stick to the styrofoam bowl. So you've got that barrier of the plastic wrap, and I'm just kind of creating a radial design where, it's symmetrical, but in a circular way. You can experiment with something other than spirals. I'll talk about that during class time, some other options. I just personally happen to be a fan of spirals. Now, you can see there's gaps and holes in between each spiral shape. I'm going to deal with that in a later video, and basically I'm going to plug those up because this is a bowl that will not have any holes in it. And another option, if you don't like spirals, you don't want to spiral up a coil, is you can take a coil, shape it into a ring or like a donut hole. Mine's a little too big here. You'd want to make yours smaller, shrink your donut hole to be a little smaller. And then, because I said there won't be any obvious holes or openings on this bowl, you'll want to plug it. So I call that like a stuffed donut. So you can create the bottom base layer of your funky coal project with spirals or these donut hole shapes that are plugged up. And there's another option as well. You can create arches. You can take a series of coils and kind of form like a rainbow effect. This would be an interesting base for your bowl as well. And you would want to make a twin of that, have two matching rainbow effects to completely, make up the bottom of the bowl. And then you'd want to plug it with a little ball of clay in the center. You can see how there would be a hole there. So that's another option. So get creative. There's different ways to approach this. And hopefully you can settle on something that you like. I've got these little spirals pre-made, so I'm going to kind of reposition them in there in the bottom of the bowl and get them to my liking. Try to avoid your clay creeping up on the side of the wall. We don't want anything lining the side wall yet. That's where our second layer is going to go. For right now, just focus on the flat base layer.